Hi, my name's Laura Batante. This is My Two Bits, and today we're going to make a Sulley finger puppet from felt, and I think he's super cute, lots of fun to make. So let's just jump right in. All right, so for materials, we're going to need scissors. You don't have to use pinking shears to get the little sort of furry edge on him, but if you have them, I would give it a try. These are actually for sewing, so I'm not sure if the little paper ones will work on felt, but I mean, you're welcome to give that a try. And then we need embroidery floss. So we need it in the same shade as his body, or as close as we can get. And then we also need a darker shade for his mouth. Now, right now, due to COVID, I'm having a little trouble finding lots of materials, but we want to try to match his nose color as best we can. And then I have added just a tiny little bit of mauve up at the top, because on his face he doesn't actually have any mauve except for at the very top, even though we're used to seeing him with the spots. So and then I have the darker color for his nose, and then a medium color for his eyebrows, and also you're going to need some of the tan for his horns, and some, I'm using felt and foam tacky glue, but you can get away with tacky glue or white glue because we're not going to put on that much. And then also we're going to need some googly eyes, and that's all we need. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is cut out all of our pieces. And so I like to hold, when I'm doing 2 layers, it down with a paper clip. But if you're confident holding on to it, that's great. And then we're just going to follow the line and cut. And so I'm going to cut out all of the pieces, and then we can meet back here and we'll start putting it together. So for placement of the mouth, you can just use the stencil and poke it through to start. Or if you are going to draw it on, you could poke a few holes through with your pencil, and then that would give you a guideline to follow, and you could do that again for the embroidery too. But it's just a really kind of a little smirk of a smile, so it's not 100% that it has to be one way or the other. Just decide what you like and go for it. So we'll get a few more stitches on here, and then we can actually start stitching stuff together. We won't glue the features on until we get everything else done. So that should be the last one right there. And we'll just put a little knot in the back. All right, so when I start sewing, and I'm by no means a professional sewer, I start a little bit up from the bottom so that I can hide my knot. Oh, first you need a knot. So one more time, I will start up, and I'll also start on the inside. So I'm going to put my thread through, tuck the knot in, then I'm going to go down one, and then I'm going to come up right beside where I went in, and then I'll just stitch all the way around. And so we are going to stitch all the way up to about here, and then we're going to stick in one of his horns. So I will finish this up and I'll meet you there. Okay, so now we are ready to pop in a horn, and again, you can kind of decide on the placement for yourself or use the image that I included. And you should be able to tell when you're going through 3 pieces of felt, because you do want to make sure that you get the horn sewn right in there. You could glue it if you want, but you don't need to. All right, now we're going to mosey over, and then when we get to the top, we'll put the other horn in there. All right, so I have placed the other horn in, and now we'll sew that one through too. I don't think they have to look exactly the same. I think it gives him a little more character, and in fact, anything that you're working on, if it's not 100% precise, almost like it gives a little bit of movement. So if you want it to be exact, you could take just one of the horns and copy it, cut it out twice, and then you would have a really exact situation, but I don't really feel you need it. So I'm going to finish this off, and then we will put the features on, and we are going to be finished in no time. All right, so I have positioned things where I think I want them to go, and now we'll just glue them in place. You don't need a ton of glue, which is nice, and this adheres really well. I really do enjoy working with the felt. It's so forgiving and easy to work with. It's really great for first sewing projects for kids, or for anyone actually. So just pop that there and get some eyes. His eyes are fairly close together, but not touching. Right, and then eyebrows, and you can play around with these a bit. Decide what kind of expression you want on his face. There we go. Well, there he is, all done. I think he looks pretty cute, and he's pretty easy to make, and you could definitely make him a little bit easier just by drawing the mouth on instead of sewing it. But I think it's really a great first sewing project for kids, and felt is so forgiving that it's really fun to work with. I am going to be doing several more of the Monsters, Inc. characters as finger puppets. So if you enjoyed this one, then please give the video a like, and also subscribe to my channel. That way you won't miss out on Roz and Mike and Boo and several others that are coming up in the very near future. Thanks for watching.